everyone. Welcome. I'm Jay Marks, and on behalf of the Cross Timbers Gazette, we're out interviewing local people running for office, restaurants, neat things happening around the county. And today we're with David Wylie in the runoff for Place 4 County Commissioner for Denton County. Welcome, David.
Thank you. Thank you for having me out.
You bet. Are you excited?
It's a busy time. I'm very excited.
It is busy. I know you guys are out there hitting the street every day, but what do you think about being on camera? I mean, I'm just asking all the candidates. You love it, right?
I am so glad to be on camera. It doesn't happen that often, but when it does, boy, does it feel good.
I love that. That's where we get the Anyway, but let's have some fun and at the same time talk about the issues. Is that all right?
Yeah.
So, Precinct 4, it covers the western half of Denton County.
Right.
I actually live in that area. So, I could be a possible constituent for you. Tell me something. You've been in North Texas your whole life, what I heard.
Yes.
Partly in Arlington and then...
Yeah, grew up in Arlington. About 10 years ago, I met my lovely wife, and she said, I've been here in Argyle since 1984. I'm not moving to Arlington.
Right.
If we're going to have anything, you're going to have to come up here to Argyle. And it was a good deal for me, so I said, sure thing. We got married. I moved to Argyle. I've been here almost 10 years now, and it's much better in Denton County.
That's awesome. You know what? I agree, because when I moved to Texas in '96, I too went to Arlington.
Okay.
And then in 2004, I moved me and my children up here, and that's where I met my wife, up here in Denton County. So Denton County is a great place to get married and have a family.
That's right.
All right.
Beautiful woman.
Good. Now you have a lot of experience in the Republican Party, and I'd like to talk about that for a second. I mean, statewide and precinct chair. Talk about that.
Okay. When I was a young man working with local businesses, helping them with their computer systems, doing application development for them, Arlington was going through a phase where they were putting in a lot of local ordinances, signed ordinances, landscape ordinances, this and that and the other to keep their towns the way they wanted it to be. But it was onerous to the businesses, and so they would have a need to talk to the council on these issues in public hearings, and I'd say, well, let me go talk to them. And so I would appear at public hearings speaking on issues for local businesses, and you only have to appear a few times and people start to notice if you're having any influence. So members of the Denton County Republican Party came to me and said, hey, you need to be doing this work at another level. And they asked me if I'd ever been a precinct chair. I said no. So they showed me, well, here's how you can be a precinct chair and work in your neighborhood and influence them. And then in the county party, the precinct chairs make up the executive committee. So I worked with the Denton County Party. And this was in the 90s. Right. And Tarrant County was still all Democrat. But we worked to convert all elected offices in Tarrant County to Republican through the 90s. And then when it came time for me to come here to Denton County, I became a precinct chair here in Denton County as well. So all that time working in the neighborhoods with the people, getting them going the Republican way has been my thing. And about 6 years ago, I moved up and became a member of the State Republican Executive Committee from Senate District 12. There's a man and a woman in every Senate district across the state that help direct the state party in what they do. And so I've been serving in that role as well.
Wow, that's a lot of work. And plus you were running a business.
And a consulting business where I would do application development for both large and small companies. Had the good luck to work with Citigroup and American Airlines, Pratt & Whitney, but also 20 different small businesses on projects over time. Right. And so it gave me some good perspective, both small and large.
So, so you've had experience with working large corporations, even down to a smaller precinct. So what big vision do you have for Denton County if you get elected?
Well, everybody wants to talk about traffic, the roads, why they're sitting in a red light for 4, 5, 6 cycles of the red light in a 2-lane road. Why did they build the neighborhood before they built the roads? We've been struggling with roads in the southwest part of the county for a long time.
Yeah, that's true.
That is the big thing. How can you get that changed? The consultants, traffic consultants will tell you that TxDOT doesn't respond to anybody. Well, they are directed by the state legislature. And having helped to get these state legislators, Mitch Little, Andy Hopper, Richard Hayes, Ben Baumgartner, all who have endorsed our campaign, helping to get them elected, I feel like I have the best ability to work with them to bring the changes to Denton County, both with TxDOT and getting them off the stick about getting the roads going, but also for a return of local control, which
Right.
has been being eroded by interests statewide that don't want the cities and towns to have the ability to control growth in a positive way. And so working with the legislature, I feel is going to be one of the big things that we can do to get us a better presence from Austin to return to local control.
Wow, that's a pretty noble goal there. I'll tell you, as one who drives the roads of Southwest Denton County a lot, I wish you great success, especially 407 and I think 377's up for be widened and things like that.
It is. Now, I caution you, if I'm really successful, there's going to be really a lot of construction cones out there, and it's going to take a while. And you know, in Flower Mound 10 years ago, it was that way.
I remember.
They were building, you know, Cross Timbers and Long Prairie and all those, and it was it painful while it was going on.
It's also necessary pain.
But and you get through it.
Yeah.
And then you have these wonderful boulevards, and you can really go. Go to other parts of the county. You go up to Bolivar. The roads in the other part of the county have been being built before the development.
Right.
And so we're seeing a change in Southwest Denton County, and hopefully I'll be part of that change to bring in the roads that we need.
That's awesome. Tell me, what do you think that the current set of county commissioners are getting right?
Well, Denton is a place where safety is very important. We have we have safe neighborhoods. You don't have rampant crime running the streets like you do in some of the surrounding counties. I won't call anybody out by. So public safety has been something that, you know, has ebbed and flowed. The jailers, they got down to like a 30% staffing level.
Oh, wow.
And following COVID, because it was tough, very tough on them. And the county commissioners made an effort to change some of the policies and some of the compensation levels. And they've now gotten the staffing back up into the 70-75% range, which you're never going to be at 100% because you've got change in the marketplace. But the troubles that they had there and the recovery they made from it is something I feel like they did really well at.
No, that's good. You know what? I'm friends with a lot of people at the county, and I've been able to listen to some of that. Plus, I'm in leadership Flower Mound, so we got a chance to find out about what's happening at the county level and things like that. I was looking at your website. It says, ask yourself, will Denton honor your needs and your wishes? So tell me about that whole concept.
Well, that's really part of my perspective on what government does. I want to be county commissioner not because I want to be a really important person, but I want to find a way that government will work for the people. The people don't work to pay the taxes to support government because they're subjects of the government. The government exists to serve people. Right. And we've lost that in our society quite a bit. People have been asking the government for so much and not being as self-reliant. And so the whole world's gotten kind of turned around. But I think the government should work for the people and be responsive to the people. And that's where this is coming from.
Very good. Can I ask you a hard question?
Yeah.
Okay, good. It's property tax season.
Yes.
People are frustrated with their property tax. Looks like Denton County Appraisal District raised the value of everyone's land and left kind of the houses alone a little bit. I mean, what are your thoughts?
Property taxes is like a multi-headed monster. Mm-hmm. And there's smoke and there's mirrors and there's this and there's that because, you know, the appraisal district raised the appraised values, but that doesn't increase any tax bill. The tax bill will only increase if the taxing entities allow the tax rates to remain the same on that greater valuation. Every taxing entity, every town, every school district, every water board has the ability to recognize that they have more assessed value of property and to lower their tax rate to at least a revenue neutral rate.
Right.
to where the revenue will remain the same. Now, in an inflationary period, budgets do go up because of inflation. And in a wild growth population situation, Denton's increasing by 80, 90 people a day, Denton County. So growth at the rate of population and inflation is more of a normal, no growth rate.
Right.
But the higher property tax valuations, which everybody wants their house to be worth more.
When they sell it.
But does that mean you're leaving?
Yeah.
No, I mean, the best thing would be for your property the values to go through the floor and not have to pay any taxes on it.
Yeah, well.
But so as valuations go up, if tax rates are not reduced to a neutral point, it hurts us.
Right.
The state government again, Governor Abbott has a plan to address property taxes in how the assessments are made, how the tax rates are set by the entities, by towns and school boards, and even just how the collections are done. Now, the county does manage the tax assessor collector's office from a budgetary standpoint. We elect a tax assessor collector, and then the county commissioners oversee that. So there is some influence there, but you can't just say, I'm going to cut property taxes and be done with it, because there's a lot that goes into it there.
It definitely is a multi-headed monster.
Yes.
That's for sure. David, I'm curious, what's one thing you're really passionate about regarding Denton County, especially Precinct 4?
Well, looking at the growth and going into the unincorporated areas, because with changes in the legislature the last 10 years, there's no annexation by towns and cities to provide infrastructure and services as there always has been.
Right.
So all that area on the west side of the county from 35W to the county line, or 35 to the county line, is all going to develop up under the oversight of the Commissioners Court as unincorporated, whether it's in mud districts or pure unincorporated. And so seeing Denton County grow out and all the new neighborhoods come in and everything in a positive quality way will be something that I can look back on in the future. If some Islamic thing comes in, we have to stand against it, like they have over in Collin County. If there's a bad development plan, we have to be able to say no to the bad development plans, because it's only the county commissioners that can do that in those unincorporated areas. So good growth, good quality of life is going to fall on the Commissioners Court, and that's something that I'm passionate about.
Yeah, that's exciting. So we've talked about your plan, we've talked about the roads, the infrastructure, we've talked about the multi-headed monster taxes, but I'm curious, if you had an opportunity to look into the camera and tell the voters of Precinct 4 something else about why they should vote for you, what would you say?
Well, thank you for having me out today, but thank you to the voters for taking the time to find this video online, to listen to the videos from the different candidates, to get educated about what it means to be a county commissioner. People don't really usually pay much attention to that. As the Republican fighter candidate that I've positioned myself to be, I want to serve you. I want to protect you and your families, your quality of life. I want to help Denton County grow in a way that doesn't answer to the will of the developers and entities that are outside of the area. We need good quality growth. We need someone who will say no to the wrong things, someone who will fight for you. And I am David Wylie, and on May 26th, and for the week prior to that in early voting, I encourage you to get out and vote in this runoff, and please vote for me, David Wylie. I thank you very much.
Very good. David, thank you so much for coming
Thank you.
out. Guys, if you want to find out more, you can go to wiley4denton.com. That's F-O-R. So Wylie, F-O-R, Denton.com, and find out more about what David Wylie is about. And on behalf of the Cross Timbers Gazette and David Wylie, thank you, and thank you so much for watching.
Thank you.